Hi everybody, my name's Olivia and this is Sean. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Great. Let's, I guess, get right into it.
Yeah.
We have only 5 minutes, so let's cram all my questions in.
Working?
Yeah. Okay, so I was reading about your background and how you got started in the business.
Yeah.
I saw that you were discovered in play.
Yeah, I did a play with the person that you know as Francis, Toby Rigby. I was doing a school play with him. I went to school with him, so I've known him for about a decade. Went to the same school, and I was doing this play. School plays suck. School plays suck because there's like 40 ill kids, 15 forget their scripts, like 10 people can't be bothered, or whatever. And it just, because it was the end of school and I wanted to get as much drama in as I could, I decided to do this school play that Toby and a bunch of other great guys were in, and an agent was there. I didn't really know, and they popped up afterwards and went, "Would you like to?" Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. It was wonderful. I had no idea how lucky I was, but I am.
And your life has changed tremendously since.
Hugely, yes, it has. It was, the problem was that from 16 to 18 it became the most important thing in my life, and everything else fell by the wayside. And so by that point, by 18, you're looking at universities, you're looking at degrees and where you're going to move on to, and basically generally procrastinate until you have to hit the real world. And someone presented me with a chance to make my passion a career, and that was it, because I didn't know anything about this world beforehand. I didn't know how any of it worked and how any of it was run, and I wasn't looking to do that. I wasn't actively, it wasn't what I wanted from birth. It was luckily so, yeah.
And is theater something you'd want to revisit maybe at some point?
It is. It is. I'm so half man, half Muppet the whole time that I need to. The subtleties of camera work are really fun, and they are, and it's what I predominantly do. And it's quite hard to break into the theater world if you haven't trained, and vice versa. I think there's still those lines that separate to an extent, which is a shame to traverse. But I would love to. It'd be great, and it's real, and it's raw, and it's risky.
Yeah, so it's a total new experience.
It is, and it's every night. It's the same, and you just feed off each other. Yeah. So often at work, it's stunted, and it's bit by bit. Like we're doing today, I guess. It's very, very precise. And okay, now you need to do that bit, but that person's, and it's not really. It's quite bitty.
Let's talk briefly about your current role as a prince. Did you have to physically change your body in any way? Hair.
Not eat loads. So just as on any job, it's stay away from craft services. No, I mean, luckily Condé hails from sort of around Navarre, which is sort of close to Spain, so there can be a different ethnicity. So I didn't really have to change feature-wise too much. I had a really great big beard when I joined this because I was doing the Red Tent where I was playing an Egyptian prince. So lots of princes. And so we had to get rid of that and chop and change and see what we liked and what worked for him. But apart from that, nothing too drastic.
And what about skill sets? Did you learn anything interesting?
Horse riding is a great one. It's one of those.
Do that.
You do have to do that, otherwise you look like a fool. No, it's amazing because these jobs they give you, these period pieces, they give you the chance to do, to learn skills that you wouldn't really have actively done otherwise.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to get as much horse riding as possible. The fight stuff we're doing today, we tech, and we sort of run those sword fighting and things as well, and rough and tumbles or whatever, because that needs to be prepped. You can't just. And
I guess you kind of remember. So for your next job, it's something you kind of have experience
in.
Yeah.
As opposed to people that go like, yeah, I can horse ride real good. It's actually
Level C.
Grade 9 if there is any grades. No, so luckily we can take that on to the next one if I ever decide to jump on a steed again.
For sure. And obviously, since we're on the topic of actors' lifestyles, you guys have to travel a lot. What's it like going from one end of the world to another? How do you adjust? How have you adjusted?
It's wonderful and awful at the same time. It's in very few jobs do you get the chance to see a lot of the world in such a great light and go and live there and actually experience that city, as opposed to like I'm in an office in this place and then I leave the weekend and I'm not really there. Or you're completely immersed. Toronto is amazing. I love Toronto so much, and I miss London. I'm horrendously anglicised, so I miss London at any point. But it's great that you get to say that you've had a year away in Canada, and somewhere that I always wanted to go.
For sure.
It is tough. It is really tough. But you have to be clinical, I guess, is the way that I look at it. I love my family and my friends, and I miss them all the time. this is the task at hand, and if you want it so much, then that's the thing that you're focusing on, you know.
It's a little sacrifice.
So it is tough, you know. You move into a new place and things are foreign and do whatever, but bit by bit you grind out and you get to enjoy the benefits of being.
Yeah,
You know,
and your family can visit.
they can, they will be coming.
It's an
Yeah,
excuse to
exactly.
visit,
It's
yeah.
an excuse for them to get out of town. Yeah, exactly, and come see.
So how much notice are you given from when you book a role to coming here, say?
That kind of depends. It depends on the project, depends on the style of project as well. There's some features that, you know, that are prepped 6-7 months in advance if they're of a certain size or whatever, and it depends on your part within that as well, if it's last minute. This was a to and fro for a bit because of other things in the summer and you know, people are away and this negotiation, but in reality it's never too long. I mean, we were cast before they started shooting the show. I was lucky to be cast, but it wasn't too long before. It wasn't sort of like I had 5 months notice to really think about it. It's like, no, pack your bags, you're off to Canada. Yeah.
But you had a good 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of weeks.
Your
Yeah, exactly. And I was in
together.
Morocco, so I had to come back from the Sahara to come here to go.
Wow, look at you.
It was horrible. The Sahara Desert is no fun.
I've never been, so I guess I'll have to go.
Yeah, just keep some sunglasses and balaclavas and everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But it's so yellow. That's what it is. Everything is beige and yellow the whole time. Looking at the ground is yellow. Everything is sandy coloured. Everything.
Yeah, for sure. So, last question: if there was another job you could do on set, what would it be and why?
Oh, I don't know. There are so many. There's so many fun people on this job that you sort of go like, I want to do that because they're ridiculous. But in reality, I don't know if I'm interested. I would love to be behind the camera. That would certainly help. Being on the opposite side to understand. Yeah. I mean, operating is you have to go through the whole scale quite often anyway. Some DOPs jump straight in, but others have to grind to work it through. But yeah, on the other side of the camera, it would be great just to really understand it and understand the lighting and the movements, and because it can feel quite choreographed on our side, but getting that sense of it from the other side would be invaluable.
You could always film one of my interviews.
I will film you shakily. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
and thanks for watching.